Okay, so I thought that there will be a big kind of group of students will join because I sent to around 15 or 16 students, those who are registered for this course during last few weeks. My purpose of this, let me share one document so that we can go through that. And finally, we have a lot of question answer you if you have something. So let me share the screen first. Okay, so do you see this? You can respond in chat box or something. So this is the first time I'm just doing this because there is a feedback that let's connect to the student at the early as soon as possible with the introduction kind of session. So I started this from this month. Actually, you guys are the first cohort to start this session. So I'm planning to have every month one session so that if there's any question or some concerns or something, we can go through that. So today, I'm just planning. So today's my agenda is to just an introduction of the course and class expectations. And we can just go with the course overview. In the meantime, I will just see what is your kind of level of statistics knowledge um, so that we can pursue from there. I can just deal with that. Sometime I have to respond with similar kind of examples according to need of your knowledge and expectation. And I thought that I'm going to go through a few slides on display and describing data, which is a chapter second, give some kind of concept about how to deal with some data, what are they, and how you can interpret that. And finally, we have some question and answer. I think I'm not going more than 30 minutes, so maybe we can arrange within that 30 minutes. So because we have only few participants, so maybe we'll cover all this by 15:30 or 15 to 30 minutes. So is this okay?
Perfect for me. Yeah.
Okay,
Good.
sure. Let's start with
Thank you.
this. So now I just want to, before moving to this variable, I have one poll. So I'm gonna act poll so you can do that and I'll go after that. So let's launch this. I think you'll get this. You can answer that 5 questions. I'll I'll just stay for a few minutes. So there is a 5 questions. I just want to know about your knowledge on statistics and um, see how I can adjust my kind of component which I can respond or something. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting a response. That's fine. One more response, I think. Okay. Who have not responded, please do say that. So we have all the responses here. Oh no, I think it's okay. So whatever you thought, that's like kind of when you see that descriptive statistic knowledge, how can you describe? So whether you understand the statistics or basic statistics knowledge, that means when you see something in a statistical language, can you understand that? So that's my question. Maybe it's vague, but you can respond accordingly. Okay, so you can just say that you can give on a poll, so that's fine. Okay, that's okay. So I'll end the poll. So share the results like so it's there. So almost 50-50 kind of knowledge. So you have a 50% of knowledge or something. So that's good. So usually I have a similar kind of students. Now let's see. So always when you talk about the statistics, you always talk about the variables like, okay, what kind of variables and how I can deal with these kind of variables. So that's why I just put this diagram. So let's see how it works on that. So we can go through that. So first, one variable, which is kind of categorical variable. And then second one is the numerical variable. So you always look up there, you have some categorical variable, some numerical variable. And even these two variable divided into two more category. One is nominal, one is ordinal, and numeric also divided into two, one discrete, one continuous. So what is nominal variable? So nominal variable is value in arbitrary category. There is a category no units. So nominal has no units, whereas ordinal have some units. So value in order category, no, for example, nominal you say male, female. Ordinal will be 1, 2, 3, or similarly like strong, not strong, very strong, similar kind. So there is no units for that. So and then discrete will be integer value on proper numerical line or scale category. So you can count the numbers. For example, if you're counting like how many rooms, there are 10 rooms, so 1 to 10. So discrete will be number jumps from 1 to another number. For example, if you have a 10 jumps to 20 and 30, that might be a discrete number. Whereas continuous number will be continue value in proper numerical line or scale. For example, if you are measuring something like height of a person, then it will go from 1.2, 1.3. So it's continuous. There is no break in the numbers. So that is called like a numerical continuous variable. So we all deal with all this variable, and each category, each variable has a distinct characteristics, and we represent that in a different way when we have to display this kind of number. So I will give some examples on that. So line diagram, one of the basic kind of graph you will be learning on this chapter, which is kind of this display continue over the time. So I have put the example here, like annual sale trends. So it's going from 2012 to 2017. And the one line is x-axis, another one is y-axis. It will give you the continuous, and it's so important. You can see some kind of trend for this. So it's always representing to show some trend on any years. And similarly, it can also make a prediction. So line graph are so important for the continuous variable to show the trend or to make us some prediction of the data history. And also sometime you can compare that two different variables or two different things. If you look at some annual sale trends for one product and similar product, for example, different brand washing machine sales in 5 years. So you can present that in a two line diagram and see which is doing better. How can you do that? Even in further from the line diagram, we'll also cover in this course, like we can do the linear regression to predict something. So this is very important. And for this, you have to consider This is representing for the continuous variable, not for the ordinal or not for the nominal variable. And I'll just go through this and then we can just discuss later some. So I'll send you this chart if you want. Otherwise, there's enough information on your chapter 2. So bar diagram. These are the bar diagram which is representing all the categorical variable or nominal or ordinal variable. Because when you have something for A, B, C, these are the cell or product. Like you have a different product and you want to show that in a different years, then these are the graph and it's useful for that. So when you want to display data that is grouped in nominal and ordinal, and you can compare that data, you will use this bar diagram. And bar diagram also seen in for the large data set, not even a small. It can be representing in a lots of data part and data cell. Then third one, pie chart. Most of the time we use this whenever the number can be converted into 100%. So if you have to categorize all these in a percentage, then you can represent that. But the drawback for this pie chart is this can be represented for categorical, nominal, or ordinal variable, but you cannot present a lot of variables, lot of component in one pie chart. Otherwise, it will mix because your pie will be so small. And then you cannot see what is exactly value for that. So that's why pie chart is usually most of the time it's work better for 3 to 7 category. If they are more than 7 category, then we have to use either bar chart, bar diagram, or any other variable like a other chart to represent that. And whenever you see like there's an example like a type of transportation to the school, so we just put that in a number. But nowadays, statistical programming, even in Excel, if you put all the numbers and try to draw the pie chart, automatically calculate everything and produce the graph. So this is kind of one way to representing ordinal or nominal variable if you have a less than 7 category usually. In histogram, mostly you have heard about it in a statistics. So histogram is most used kind of graph representation for continuous variable. And its shape shows you how much it shows, and it's each bar diagram will represent by the class interval. So here, if you look at down here, there's a age group, and there's something how much they are earning, like per capita income for 5 age groups. So that income distribution is represented in a histogram. So when you see this, okay, 35 to 44 years of age group have a per capita income is 44,000. So this is kind of large data set can be represented in a histogram so that there will be a lot of information you can share or you can show in a histogram. Scatter plot. This is a kind of useful, mostly this is a line diagram, but scatter plot shows you the relationship between two variables. So how there's an X variable and Y variable. And if you want to draw that, what is the trend for this? So if you look at here, it's trying to give a relationship between two variables. When you see the graph, if they going upward, then you see, okay, there is a trend of going upward. If that goes downward, it's going downward. So mostly scatter plot will give you 4 component of the data sets between two variables. And you have to be very careful on this is two variables should be numeric, not ordinal variables can produce scatter plot. So that's a main, it's a line diagram between two variables to show the relationship. This also calculate the strength of the relationship, which is called as a correlation coefficients. So this is a kind of basic component of drawing two variables line diagram. So scatter plot, then line diagram. This also represent Y variable and X variable, and we call it linear regression. If there is a two simple linear regression, if they have too many variables, then we'll say multiple linear regression. So this is one concept. And finally, I just want to give you one box and whisker chart, which gives you 5 summary of the data. And that's called like a maximum, third quartile, median, first quartile, and minimum. So that's why I ask you in a opinion, like a poll, like, do you know about the concept of central tendency? So central tendency measures how the data will compact, and there is a single number which represent your whole database. So for example, every time we see like average age of like a average age going to school or something, just I'm just saying, like, let's see the different things. Average income of a person in Vancouver is this much. That means all the income will add it together and divided by the total number of population, which gives you the average number. That's a one central tendency measurement. Second one give what is the income for the 50% of the people. Like 50% of the population earns this much of amount. That's represented by the median, which gives you the distribution in 2 equal parts. Median will make you distribution in 2 equal parts. And there is another central tendency measure which called mode, which gives you what is the maximum occurrence or maximum people earning this much of money. So that's a mode. So you all will learn about that. So I'm not going to go detail on. I just want to give you some brief introduction on this. And then what now? Let's see. I'm gonna stop sharing, and then I'll just go through some concept which I already asked you to put in a poll. So in this course, we're gonna start with the central tendency, like a dispersion. Then we'll go how to display all this number and describe the data. Then we'll calculate some 5 summary statistics. Then we'll try to understand the normal distribution and calculate probability by using normal distribution. Therefore, the statistics course covers descriptive statistics, which you can represent or display or provide some information by showing data in a table or chart. Then we'll use that data to infer for the future. That calls inferential statistics. So in our course, we're going to cover a few inferential statistics as well, like how you do linear regression. We are not covering multiple regression. We are covering only linear regression for this. And then we also do the testing of hypothesis. So we'll say, okay, the population of this is the greater than this many things. So we'll cover that. So they will do some z-test, t-test, and very simple chi-square test. So this is the overall course contained. And what is the expectation from the course? Like, try to communicate with me if you have any question or concern, and I will respond to you by email, or you can also call me on my number if you have any question. Second, I usually just mark your assignments in 4 working days usually, but right now I'm a little bit behind of due to some other aspects. So, but you expect like you'll get my response by within 4 working days. And most of the time I got a call from the students and they're asking about what sort of calculator or computer programming we should use. We recommend T183 calculator, but nowadays you can use any, for me, it's any Excel or any statistical tool. If you are comfortable using that, use it. And if you have any question, just let me know. So I'm always happy to answer that. So any, just now I'll just open the floor for your questions, any concerns and how you kind of, so that's my saying. So I just want to introduce myself and nice to see you all. I've been expecting a little more for this, but anyway, this is my first session, so I'm happy with that. Any question, concerns? Let's open the floor. So you can ask me anything.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that great intro. Yeah, and I think, like you said, it's a new approach, meeting the student once a month to sort of give us insight into the course and allow us to ask questions. But for me and perhaps other students have a goal for being part of this course to achieve something else. So,
Yep.
And stats is one of those things that you kind of have to literally sit down and think through in response. So my first question is that in terms of assignment summation, do you expect like every weekend or every week to submit an assignment, or is there a sort of cutoff time around when there's or we should be submitting assignments?
Oh, okay. No, that's a great question. This is an open course, so there is no deadline, nothing for the assignment submission. It's up to you. Whenever you are ready, submit it. If you can read, some students submit their assignment bi-weekly. Some students submit all the assignments at the last or like a before the end of the course. So that's up to you. So there is no deadline, no restriction, no penalty for delaying assignments or submit. Only the concern, sometime if you don't submit 3 or 4 assignments before registration for the final exam, they will not allow you. So before registering for the registration for the final, you just need to submit at least 3 assignments.
Okay, that's very helpful to know, and obviously that submitting assignments sort of guide the student in knowing that they are making some progress. So I think that's very helpful. In terms of the software aspect, you mentioned Excel and the T1,
T3, yeah.
T1, T3 calculator. There is some other software called a StackCrunch.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can use
So
that too.
that's okay.
So whatever resources you can use it, because I'm pretty open on that, because nowadays you can do anything from any online or everything. So that's fine.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and Alexander, yeah, thank you for that. Because maybe this is the way, like I can feed that to the student services that this is happening. Thank you for this. I'll record this. That's why I'm recording, because for the evaluation purposes, if so that I should say sorry for that, because you shouldn't be doing that to get that thing. So not to be frustrated, because you should get that in a timely manner. So I'll follow up with the student services and let them know why this is happening. So thank you for that comments or feedback. So if any other question or concern, so I know you guys have my email, you guys have my phone number. If you can call me if you have any issue or problem, you can email me if you have any questions about the course or content, whatever. I'm pretty happy to help you and looking forward to working with you to achieve your goal on this course.
So I think, yeah, one more final question from
Sure.
me. I think we all received an email about you being away for like, I think 5 days or so. Is
Yeah,
that
I'll be away
okay?
for 10 days, about 10 days. Yeah.
Okay. And for those of us who might be submitting assignment in your absence, we should then direct that assignment to Eric, correct?
Yeah. We work together and we have a similar kind of approach. So yeah, during my absence, if you submit the assignments, that will go to the Eric. Even if you have any question, you can contact Eric. So he will help you guys to what should be done.
Awesome. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Any other question? Otherwise, thank you very much for your time. Looking forward to see you and then looking forward to having your assignments. Okay, thank you. So I'll just close my presentation. Maybe if you have any question, maybe next month I'll do again and see how it works. Okay, have a good evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.